Hi, this is the news update from Zimmer and Peacock for the things that or news that ZP's put out the week beginning the 20th of July 2020. So I just want to discuss first of all that this week we put out a new calculator on our website. So this new calculator, if somebody wants to make up a solution of 5,000 Scoville heat units, they might ask themselves, how much capsaicin do I need in order to make up 5,000 Scoville heat units? And this online calculator will allow them to work out that they need to make this much milligrams and dissolve it into 10 mils of solution in order to make a 5,000 Scoville heat unit solution. So that's a little useful calculator that we put out this week. We've also at ZP been developing a nitrate sensor, and a nitrate sensor that can measure at depths of 30 centimeters and 60 centimeters and even maybe 90 centimeters. So we put out some specs about the product and some services that we're offering on the continuous monitoring of nitrate in the soil. So also, what have we put out this week? We've also put out a little video about measuring the hotness of a source from a company called Sainsbury's in the UK, or distributed by Sainsbury's. We did this just because we were ensuring that everything was good on our food sense product. So our food sense product can measure a lot of quality things around food, including the hotness of things like chili sauces. And so we periodically make sure, we test everything, make sure everything's still good. We've also, our partner company in Indonesia called PTMAP has become qualified to bid on government tenders in Indonesia, which is really useful for our Indonesian clients, because now you can buy the ZP technology or work with ZP through a government, let me just sort of think, government tender. The other thing that we've happened this week is our sister company called Elixir has been really successful in testing. I was having its COVID-19 sensor tested in London on live virus. So this is really quite significant. So they've made a COVID-19 sensor. Of course, it's very difficult to test a COVID-19 sensor because you have to find COVID-19 patients. But in fact, we have a source of live virus in London, and we're able to be testing and confirming on that. So that's quite exciting. We have been bringing up an ISO class 7 clean room for manufacturing. So it's just a quick picture we put up this week that our guys are very busy in that lab, kitting that lab out. So the new clean room is definitely coming online. Linked to food sense, as I said, food sense is very good for measuring the hotness of chili. And so we put a little video out there where we were measuring the hotness of Tabasco sauce. And I think in that video, we reported the Tabasco sauce at a hotness of 4,730, which is completely in line with our expectations, because Tabasco sauce is shipped with a hotness between 2.5 and 5,000 Scoville heat units. So we were happy with that. We also have been playing with the idea of making a nitrate sensor for the soil, not playing. We actually made a product for that. Now, in that idea, we're bringing the sensor to the soil. We're putting the sensors in the soil, but we're also working on the idea of bringing soil to a sensor. So it's more like a sort of blood glucose monitor, but for doing the spot testing of nitrate in soil. So that's something that we worked on this week. We did a live streaming webinar this week to our ZP Developer Zone members, and we focused on one of our members, and he had an interesting kind of genetic or detection of genetic material, specifically in connection to bacteria. And so we kind of read his papers, and so we were able to talk about the electrochemical detection of genetic bacteria material called 16S-rRNA. So that was one of the videos that we put out this week, or live streamings rather, that we put out this week. We also put out a photograph just showing distillation. At Zimmer Peacock, we are contract developers and contract manufacturers of biosensors. And that does mean that we do have to control and monitor our raw materials, and on occasions we have to purify them. In this little video, we were having to purify some starter material so that we could make the best quality sensors we possibly could. So finally, we'll just get to a few final comments here. At Zimmer Peacock, we're very good at screen printing, and we've actually been using that now to make temperature sensors. So though we're very famous for making biosensors and in vitro diagnostics, we're also able to use the same printing technology to make thermocouples. And so we've discussed that on the website this week, that ZP can make thermocouples using the technology as well. I've mentioned it a few times today that at ZP, we've been bringing up a new ISO or a new Class 7 clean room. We've kind of named that clean room ZPC1, and we put a few photographs up of when I say the new clean room is in its own building, and the building is called ZPC1. So if you ever visit us at Zimmer Peacock in our Norwegian center building there, called ZPC1. Then because of all the contract manufacturing that we're doing, we're also now offering the packaging service as well. So if ZP is manufacturing a biosensor for you, we can also bring in the packaging service as well. And now at Zimmer Peacock, we're quite well known for making glucose sensors. So we have our generation 1 glucose sensors. We've also now released some what's called mediators or redox mediators for making generation 2 glucose sensors. So rather than using oxygen as the mediator for glucose, so oxygen in the presence of glucose oxidase will react with glucose, with glucose and become hydrogen peroxide. We can now actually not use oxygen, we could use redox mediators. So that's something that we're talking about this week, or we have been talking about this week as well. And then I think finally, we've been discussing at Zimmer Peacock, we've brought on a lot more, we've hired a lot more molecular biologists, and then really making great strides with our client programs. And so that has allowed us to actually open up a contract development and manufacturing for in vitro diagnostics, which are molecular in nature. So if the analyte of interest is a DNA or RNA type molecule, then the ZP team is really ready to go on that. We have a very unique way of tackling those kind of problems, because we have the microfluidics, we have the electrochemical sensors, and we also have a lot of artificial intelligence or AI ability to interpret those signals. So I hope you enjoyed hope this was useful to you to have a summary of things and news coming from ZP this week. And if you're looking for this podcast, then we'll be releasing it, or this video blog, we'll be releasing it every Sunday. Okay, thanks very much.